Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Joel Hayden. I'm an optometrist and nutritionist. Today we are talking about the longevity effects from taking fish oil. As you know, as I've said on many of my other videos, I think fish oil may be the most important supplement to take. It contains EPA and DHA, and these omega-3 fatty acids are responsible for reducing inflammation in the body, improving cardiovascular health, helping cognitive and brain function. It can reduce joint inflammation and pain, and overall reduce inflammation. And it's always worth repeating that decreasing inflammation on a cellular level decreases disease overall. And fish oil is probably one of the most important things that you could take to decrease inflammation in your body. So if all that's true, you have to ask yourself, will fish oil improve my life, my length of life, my quality of life? I always think quality of life is probably more important than length of life, but there have been 3 studies that we're going to go over right now that all say fish oil will extend your life. The first study is a UK-based study of 191,000 patients or people in the study who took an average of 175 grams of fish oil or fish a week. They found that it would overall decrease the risk of sudden death from cardiovascular events. It would decrease the risk of cardiovascular events in general, and it was more apt to extend the life of the person taking the fish oil. It did not specify how long on average. Another study, UK-based, 500,000 people, 502,000, they took fish oil on a regular basis after age 45. It resulted in nearly across the board decrease in mortality with almost every way of dying, whether it be cardiovascular, stroke, cancer, anything, had a lower risk of dying when they were taking the fish oil. The study, which primarily was for over 45-year-olds, showed an increase in life of 1.66 years. So that's pretty good. They didn't start taking it until they were 45, and they ended up living almost 2 years longer because of it. That's pretty good. I mean, if you think of the people that you've lost in your life, wouldn't another couple of years have been really nice to have with them? Well, that's what your loved ones are going to get from you if you can get a couple more years. So I think it's really worthwhile looking into this stuff. Fish oil is such an easy thing to take. I'm going to talk about how much and when to take it when we get done with this video before the end. And a lot of people will naysay and say, I don't think fish oil works well. Well, the pharmaceutical industry thinks it does. They've come up with Lavazza and Vasipa, I think is the other one, both pharmaceutical grade fish oil that's only by prescription. You want to know why? Because it works. So those were both human studies. This last one's really interesting. Many times before we get to human studies, there's animal studies, right? And of course, mice is the one everyone thinks of because mice have a shorter length of life, so it's easier to replicate over and over again. But before they get to the mice, a lot of times they use fruit flies. And the reason they use fruit flies is because they have a really short lifespan and can be easily repeated in a short period of time. And fruit flies have 60% of the DNA that we have. So this study was done on fruit flies with omega-3s. So the scientists did a study with fruit flies and they added EPA and DHA to their diet, and they found an increase of 14.6% longer lifespans of the fruit flies. Now, 14.6% may not seem that long. It's like 11.4 years on a human. So that's really, really promising and really, really interesting. I don't know if taking fish oil is going to extend your life 11 years, but that was on average. So some may live longer and some may live shorter. And I'm sure you can't take the fish oil the day before you are to expire and expect to get a lot of time out of it. So I think the earlier you take it in your life, the better your chances of living longer. So that means your best time to start taking the fish oil is today. Think about what that could mean for you. And you know, the way I always think of it is I'm not big on living a lot longer, but I am big on living a lot better. So if fish oil can make my skin look better, which it does, and it hydrates it better, it makes your eyes less dry, it is going to decrease your risk of things like Alzheimer's and cognitive disorders. It's going to decrease your risk of dropping dead of a heart attack. It's going to decrease your risk of almost every disease across the board. Why aren't you taking it? You need to find a good quality fish oil. I'll put one in the link down below. I like to take 2,000 milligrams a day. That's usually what I start with my patients. I don't see a big improvement in things like dry eyes when you take more, but I do see worsening of the dry eye effects when you take less. I like the EPA and DHA to at least be half of the serving size, so I like 1,000 milligrams combined of EPA and DHA daily, and just make sure it's a good fish oil, because if it's not, it's really not gonna help you as much as you think it will. It needs to be a good quality one. And lastly, best time of day to take fish oil is when you can remember. Take the 2 or 4 tablets, however you're gonna take, capsules, at the same time. There's no harm in taking them at the same time. I like to take them before I eat so that they don't repeat on me. Some people will split it up, do morning and night. I tend to forget one of them, so I take them all at the same time. I hope this was helpful, and I sure hope it was exciting for you, because I find this stuff really exciting. And until next time, take care.